Yin Yoga. We're going to start. We'll start in a seated, meditative, comfortable position. Allow the back of your palms, if you will, to rest, or the back of your hands to rest on your knees with your palms facing up. Take this moment just to grow tall in your spine, allowing your shoulders to draw down and back, keeping your chin parallel over your lap. Just arrive in the space that you're in. And then simply arriving on your mat. Just feeling the solidness of your mat beneath you. And shifting inward without changing much, just take note of your breath, your organic flow of breath. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths. Deep inhale through your nose. A long exhale through your mouth. Again, deep inhale in. Exhale out. Again, and on your next inhalation, just drawing in love and understanding. And on your exhale, just releasing any mental distractions that are keeping you from being present and in your body now. Making room today for love, compassion, and understanding. In today's practice, allow your breath to be diaphragmic. Allow your breath to be felt in the space below your collarbones. Observing the natural movement, maybe of the shoulders and of your chest, moving as you breathe. And just using your breath to help you move inward and help you cultivate focus for today's practice. In Yin Yoga, remember that when we're moving through these postures, the postures may not necessarily be the most comfortable postures. But we want to focus on finding comfort within slight discomfort. Remembering that any time you feel though as if you need to come out of a posture, you can make your way onto your back or to your belly. And remembering that you should feel no pain in any joints. If you do, simply come out of the pose. Keeping your attention inward, we'll start our practice with just a slight more movement. So make your way, if you will, to a tabletop posture to hands and knees. In your hands and knees, really ground down through your hands. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Knees are directly underneath your hips, hip width distance apart. There should be space. So if you look between your legs, you should not be able to see your feet. We're going to move dynamically through a cat, cow, and a child's pose. We'll begin with cow. So if you want to watch first, you may. I'm going to press my hands into my mat. My chest will come slightly forward. My gaze can come up. I'm releasing my lower abdominals down, but my core, my abdominals are still engaged as my tailbone slightly moves up. As I exhale, I'll press my hands into the mat. So here I'm rounding the upper part of my back as my head lowers down. And then I'll continue my exhale as my hips move back towards my heels, glutes move towards the heels, my head will slightly lower, forehead is not touching the mat. And as I inhale, I'll rise forward onto my hands, chest will come forward, gaze can come up for a cow. And when you're ready, you can begin moving dynamically through cat, cow, and a child. And just allowing your breath to simply link with your movement. Remember, we begin our breath and then we begin the movement. And as you move, really pay attention to the breath, of course, but also to the movement that is occurring in your spine. Move slowly. No need to rush. No need to think about what's coming next. Just do, just move. The next time you come to a hands and knees posture, you'll stay in a hands and knees. Stay here, take 2 breaths. Deep inhale in, long exhale out. Option 2, use a blanket if you choose for your knees. If you want some extra padding underneath your knees, we'll move into a wide-legged child's pose. In neutral tabletop, 2 big toes will come together. Knees will come a little bit wider than the hips. So here we're moving into the hip space. Hips will come back. Arms will stretch out and forward. Head will begin to lower. You can also lower your head onto your hands if you're having a difficult time bringing your head to the mat. Hands can even come on your fist, or head can come onto your fist. And begin to really cultivate stillness here. Begin to focus here on your breath in your body. Begin to feel your back body moving as you breathe. Maybe with each exhale, your hips move back some more. Maybe with each inhale, your arms come back. Excuse me, my cat is doing something he's not supposed to be doing. No skipping. Stay inward and connected to your breath. Inhale, come forward to hands and knees. Remove your blanket if you have one and lower down onto your belly. Letting your arms come back behind you, resting your cheek to one side. Take this moment just to observe your breath in your back body. Take a deep inhale in through your nose and a long exhale through your mouth. Allow your hands to frame your chest. Moving into outward stretched wing pose, your right arm will stretch out long next to you onto the floor. Left hand stays framing your chest. Allow your right hand to move slightly below your right shoulder. Press your left hand down into your mat. Slowly rotate onto your right shoulder. Breathe here. Head can stay up or head can lower down to your mat. Stay inward, stay connected with your breath. Couple more breaths here. Make your way back onto your belly. Hands frame your chest. Exhale. And then inhale, left arm stretches out next to you. Exhale, threading over towards your left. Legs can stack here. Head can lower or stay up tall. Remember to breathe. And if you feel any pain or pinching in your shoulder or your back, please lower. Good. Exhale, rotating onto your belly. Hands this time can move underneath your forehead. Hands can move underneath your forehead as your head lowers down. Bend your knees, bring your feet into the air. And allow your feet to gently rotate from side to side. Knees move from right to left. Noticing the release of tension here in your back body and the gentle massage right on top of your thighs. Release the soles of your feet down onto your mat. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. Bring your hands to frame your chest and press up to hands and knees, and then come to a seated position. In your seated position, allow your legs to stretch out long in front of you. And you can allow here your feet to flex upward, and we'll bend our knees generously. So the knees are bent, the knees are up towards the ceiling, and there is a generous bend in the knees. We're gonna work with caterpillar pose. So it's not forward fold because it's like we are folding forward, but we're not focusing on stretching out the hamstrings, more so working with the upper part of our spine and rounding our back. So the hands can come onto the knees, and here you may notice that my feet and knees are hip width distance apart. If you'd like to take that variation, I feel like it feels more comfortable for my hips, and I can cultivate a slight more movement when entering through the pose. So hands can come onto the knees or shins, and then exhale, you can slowly lower down. Your hands can even reach for your feet or for your ankles. You can lower your head down. And breathing here into the space between your shoulder blades. Really feeling your back body move as you breathe. Letting your shoulders and your arms be heavy. Maybe you can hear the sound of your breath, letting the sound of your breath, the rhythm of your breath be music to your ears. About 4 more breaths here. If you need to come out, remember you can rise up and lie on your back. Inhale, slowly rise up. As you rise up, legs can elongate. If you need to adjust yourself on your mat, you may, but make your way onto your spine in a supine on your spine position. If it's not comfortable for your legs to be extended, please bend your knees. Take a deep inhale through your nose, a long exhale through your mouth. Allow your arms here to extend overhead if that's comfortable. Roll to one side and then press your way up to seated. Finding your seated position here. Allow both legs to be out long. Option to sit on a blanket or a small pillow or bolster if you need to. Allow your right knee to move up and into your chest. We'll create some movement here in our hip. I'd like you to take your right hand to your right knee, and then you'll lift up your right foot and take your left hand onto your right foot. And then you'll allow your leg just to relax. So your calf is parallel to your torso, and we'll gently open up our hip and then close our hip. Maybe allowing the knee to almost move across the midline of the body. So we're opening up and closing. Not looking to chase too much sensation, but just to allow our hip to be a little bit more open and free. Good. One more time closed and one more time open. And then next time that you close, see if you can allow. It is okay if you let your right ankle come above the left knee joint. This is great here. Or if you'd like to add to this, you can allow your right leg to relax over your left leg, almost as if you're going to stack the knees on one another. Allowing your leg in front of you to be relaxed slightly, taking your hands, if you will, to frame your extended leg. If you are in the position where your ankle is right over your knee, you can still do that. Maybe you just stay up tall with your hand on your ankle and hand on the knee. Or you can take your hands in front of you to frame your extended legs. Same thing goes if you are in the second variation of this posture. But if you will, keeping this long, nice length in your spine that we had in our centering at the beginning of class. When you're ready, you can stay here, or you can allow your hands to gently fold and walk forward over your extended leg. Option to keep your foot relaxed, but making sure that if your foot is relaxed, that your foot isn't rotating over towards the left or towards the right. Keeping your toes and your knees straight up towards the sky. Flexing the foot allows your hamstring to activate some more and creates a more active pose versus a passive pose. But beginning to cultivate stillness, allowing your breath to be your focus. And remember, keeping this loving and understanding and compassionate energy towards yourself as you work within your postures today. Staying with your breath. Maybe with each inhalation, you find some more length rooting down through your sits bones, growing long in your spine. Maybe with each exhale, you want to fold some more. Maybe you want to do less. Maybe you want to stay the same. But remember, finding a sweet spot to hold in, to breathe in, and seeing where you can soften. Notice where you're carrying the most tension, and just imagining that area softening, relaxing, releasing. Staying with your breath. Stay inward. Stay focused. Couple more breaths here. Good. Inhaling, slowly rising up. Keeping your right leg where it is. If at any time you need to uncross, feel free to. Allow your hands now to move next to your sits bones. Now shift weight to your left hand, rooting down through your right hip. Inhale, lift up your right arm up overhead. Really root through your right hip as you reach your top arm up skyward. Exhaling, side bend towards your left. Option to allow your left arm to stretch out further next to you, remembering to ground down through your right glute. For a more active pose, option to flex your left foot, maybe your right foot as well. For a more passive, keeping your feet relaxed. Breathing here into your right side body. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, arm lowers. Good. Inhale. Gently begin to lift up your right leg. Extend your right leg in front of you. Make your way onto your back. Option to keep knees bent or extend legs out long. Finding your supine on your spine position. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. Observing the differences between the two sides of your body. Observing as if you are a compassionate scientist. Again, full round of breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Allowing your arms to extend up overhead, slowly rotating to one side, pressing up to seated, maybe allowing your head to rise last. Finding a similar pose to Dandasana with your legs out long. Now allowing here your left knee to bend and move up and into your chest. Left hand onto left knee, right hand can come onto your left foot. And again, allowing your leg, your shin, your calf to be parallel-ish to the body. You can open and close your hip. Remember, opening to open the hip, closing to stretch out the outside of our hip. Remember moving, understanding your own body's limitations and boundaries. No looking to chase sensation, just to observe the sensation that is arising naturally from the movement. One more time out and then in. The next time that you come in, option to take your left ankle above your right knee joint or add to this. This side may feel different than the other. You might need to do a different variation than what you did on the other side, or allowing the knees to almost stack on one another. Remember, I talked about the nice length that we should keep here in the spine. Remember, I also discussed the passive pose with your foot relaxed, an active pose with your feet flexed. Option to take the same variation that you did on the other side. Remember to keep your right knee up towards the sky. Hands can frame your extended leg. Remember, you can always stay exactly where you are, or you can fold forward gently. This side is different than the other, so say you did make it to where your hands are connecting with your foot. Make sure you slowly work your way there and you don't just dive forward. Breathe. And remember, if there's any resistance to being still, or any resistance to working in your own body's boundaries and limitations, more reason to be still, more reason to listen and to be compassionate toward yourself. And soften. allowing your breath to help you keep your focus inward. And remember, with me, maybe with each inhale, you find slight more length. Maybe with exhale, you soften some more. Remember to move in a manner that honors your body. Few more rounds of breath here. Good. On your next inhalation, you can slowly begin to walk your hands up your body. Remember, if you need to come out at any time, you may. But allowing your hands now to move next to your sits bones. Allowing your left arm to reach and grow tall skyward. Pressing down through your left sits bone, allowing a gentle side bend to occur as you lean toward your right. Option to allow your right arm to move out a little bit further next to you. Remember, if you bend your top arm, it does take the length or the stretch out of your lateral. So allowing your top arm to be straight and long. And if you'd like to, you can test and see if that is true. You can try to bend your arm and see if you notice any difference in your posture versus if your arm is straight. Breathe. Inhaling, gently rising up, hand releases. Slowly unwind, extending your leg out long. Make your way here onto your back. Take your time here as you move, coming to a supine on your spine position. Knees can be bent or legs can extend out long. Observing the residue of your body, the feeling after the pose, the shesha. Take a deep inhale in. Long exhale out. And begin to bend your knees. Allow your feet to come down onto your mat. If you need to, you can lift and reset the glutes. And on your next exhalation, draw your right knee up and into your chest here. Let's find some gentle movement in our right ankle. So move your right ankle in one direction. Rotate your ankle here in the opposite direction. Find stillness here in your ankle joint. Now keeping your right knee hugged towards the center of your body. Exhale, inhale. Left arm will stretch out next to you, maybe onto the floor. And then you'll slowly allow your right knee to move over towards your right armpit. Option 2, take your hand or your 2 piece fingers of your right hand, reach for the inside of your right foot. Sole of your right foot comes towards the ceiling. You can also reach for your big toes if you wish, for a half happy baby or half lizard pose. If this feels great, stay. If you want to intensify your asana, extend your left leg out long. Do what feels right for you. Breathe here. Remember, whatever variation works for you and honors your own body, take that variation. Cultivate stillness. Cultivate upanadristi, inward gaze. Few more breaths here. If your left leg extended, bend your left knee, sole of the left foot onto your mat. Exhale. Release your right foot down onto your mat. Arms can move down by your side. If you need to lift and reset your glutes, you can. You can keep your knees bent or extend your legs out long. Notice the residue here of your pose. Again, big cleansing breath, deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Allowing both knees to bend, soles of the feet to be on your mat. On your next exhalation, draw your left knee into your chest. Hug your left knee in. Let's rotate the left ankle joint in one direction. Rotate your ankle joint in the opposite direction. Finding stillness here. Allow your right arm to stretch out next to you. And option 2, let your left knee move over towards your left armpit, keeping your knee hugged in. You can stay here if this is comfortable, or take your left hand, reach for the inside of your left foot, allowing your left foot to come, the sole of your left foot to come up towards the ceiling, left knee in a 90 degree. You can also reach for your big toe, but take whichever variation works for you. Another option to add to your pose, you may extend your right leg out long. or keep your right knee bent. Breathe here. Few more breaths here. If your right leg is extended, bend your right knee, sole of your foot comes down onto your mat. Exhale, slowly release your left foot onto your mat. If you need to lift and reset your glutes, please do so. You can keep your knees bent or extend your legs out long. Enjoying another cleansing breath here. Take a deep inhale in. Long exhale out. Softening for a moment. Good. Allowing your knees to bend, soles of the feet to come onto your mat. Allow your kneecaps to come in together. Separate your feet. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale out. Hug your knees into your chest here. So bring your knees in, coming to cradle. Finding stillness, ankles are uncrossed. Allow your arms to stretch out into a T, out next to you. You can also work in cactus arms if you'd like. Exhale, allow your knees to twist towards your right. If this is too much for your back body, soles of the feet can come onto your mat. You can press your feet into your mat, lift your hips towards the left, knees can move to the right. However you choose to enter into your twist, you may. If you'd like to add more to your twist, keep your twist, but draw your knees closer into your chest. You can also set your gaze to the opposite direction of your knees. Breathe, still continuing, working inward. Seeing where you can soften and relax while still paying attention to your breath throughout your body. Good. A deep inhale through your nose. Long exhale out. Inhale, allow your knees to move back up to center. However you do so, exhale, knees move to the opposite side. Option to shimmy and scoot your hips as well. Remember, if you'd like to add to your twist, keep your knees in. Keep your twist, but draw your knees in closer to your chest. Gaze can also move to the opposite direction of your knees. Good. Take a deep inhale in and a long exhale out. Inhale, bringing your knees back to center. Soles of the feet come onto your mat. Arms move down by your side. Option to extend your legs out long. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out. And in your own time, you can begin to set up for your Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. So you can lie on your back, you can lie on your side, you can lie on your belly, but begin to move into that comfortable position for Shavasana. Your final relaxation, feel free to change lighting as needed. Feel free, if you have some gentle music to play, to add some gentle music in. Once you find your position, take another big cleansing breath. Just clearing room to allow loving, compassionate, understanding energy to enter into your system. allowing your breath to be your focus. And as your breath begins to settle and your body and your mind will begin to settle, rest here with the flow of your breath. Connecting with the solid matter beneath you. Tuning in to the stillness and the heaviness of your physical body resting on your mat. Allow your breath to deepen. Allow movement to gently occur in your fingers and toes as you begin to wake up your physical body. Maybe with larger movements, adding rotation in your wrists or ankles. Maybe even beginning to stretch out. Slowly working your way over to one side as you rest on your side in the sideline position. Remember, this rest in the sideline position is allowing your body just to absorb the benefits of your practice. Then beginning to press up to a seated position. Then allowing your hands to move to prayer, to heart center. Inhaling, lifting your arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands come back to your heart. taking this moment to send yourself some love and some light and maybe some positive thoughts or words. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much. I just want to let you know on some free offerings that I have for you because it is Christmas. I will be teaching a free beginner friendly hatha yoga class online December 27th, so Sunday, from 9 to 10 a.m. And then January 15th at Live and Let Live Yoga in Killeen, I'm teaching a free sound bath that includes singing bowls, chimes, drums. It's a meditation. It's going to be on a Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And then I also have a free yoga teacher training information session happening January 8th. So you can learn all the different ways to deepen your yoga practice and kind of to check out yoga teacher training, especially if you're interested but not interested in the teaching part of it, learning how this program can help you deepen your relationship with yourself and the world around you. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Serena. Just
Thank you.
needed.
Thank you.